Okay. Sometimes you forget things, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to flip this a little bit. And it's going to keep frying. And I'm going to do the next one. My little assistant is going to hand me the jelly. Peanut butter and jelly is so good. We're going to try this one. Let's try this one. I'm going to... Oops, thank you. So we're going to put... This one is raspberry. And the other one was grape. Okay, Julian, you hand me the peanut butter? Are you leaving? Oh no, my assistant may be leaving. Okay, so I'm gonna put a dab of the peanut butter in there, and the peanut butter is trying to run from me. Okay, so I'm gonna close this, and then I'm gonna start closing this. In the meantime, I don't want this to burn, so I gotta make sure that I'm paying attention to it. It's already getting nice and brown. Thank you, Julian. I'll see you, hon. So I'm going to pinch it, all the way around, pinch it. And I'm wetting it with the milk only because I had the milk here because I wanted to do mine with the milk. So that's the one I'm going to be throwing in here now, okay? Let's check how this one is. This one still needs that side. I don't know, for some reason my little burner keeps closing. So I'm going to again try to like keep wetting the edges so they'll stick together. This one's going to be different because this one's mine, and I like to have mine with some nice little different flavors, right? So I'm closing it. I'll just keep going around it and close it well. I think I got it well. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to dip it in the milk, and then I'm going to dip it in the egg. So here goes the milk. I'll dip it a little bit in the milk. It's going to get all nice and wet. I'm going to dip it in the egg. There we go. Then the last thing I'm going to do to it is I'm going to dip it in some cake flour. Yeah, I had cake flour here in the house, and I thought it would be great to do this with some cake flour. Let me see how this one's doing. Yeah, I think this one's all ready to get out. And if you can see, it has a very nice little brown color to the top. Now, I'm going to put this one. I let it sit a little bit in here because it's all nice and like wet, right? So I'm flipping it, make sure that it's nice and covered. Add a little more on this side, make sure it's all nice and covered. I just keep patting it so it'll get really deep into the bread. Because remember, the bread is pretty wet. So I want to make sure that the outside is all covered with that flour. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to set it there. And it's good that I'm making it by itself because it's going to have like all of that stuff all over the place inside of the pan. I have to lower the heat because if not, it will burn. So we're going to let it do like a slow cook in there. And I have powdered sugar that you put on top afterwards when it's like all done. And it'll give it that sweetness. I don't know if I want powdered sugar on mine. I think my little camera person, which is my granddaughter, Nani, maybe she might want hers with some sugar on top. But let me tell you guys, I used to make this for my 2 younger children, and they used to love it. I seen the little recipe in a competition for Chef Junior. Oh my gosh, and they really, really, really loved it. I would make it for them all the time, like on Fridays and stuff. That would be when I would most of the time make it for them. So I think this is, nope, not ready to be flipped over. When you use all these ingredients that I just used on this specific one, it's going to take a while before it gets a little toasted, and then you flip it over. I did not wear gloves because I had to deal with so many different ingredients and stuff, and I want to be able to pad and feel and what I'm doing. And since this is mine and I'm going to eat it anyway, you know, there's no worries about touching somebody else's food. Okay, so I'm going to be able to enjoy this with my granddaughter later. I have not done this with any grandchildren, so this is going to be a first time for me, and I'm pretty excited about it. So grandmas, moms, any of you that want to be able to do some bonding with your child or your grandchild, this is like the best little food to share in conversation with a glass of milk. And it's very, very, very enjoyable. The peanut butter is something healthy if you don't eat it in excess. It has like different types of fat in it, but it's not something you should eat all the time. But peanuts are good for you, so I think that that's great. Unless you have peanut allergies. If you have peanut allergies, please do not attempt to eat this, because I had a lot of students one year that, I'd say like 5 of them out of the whole group that were having peanut allergies, and that's pretty dangerous. So if you have peanut allergies, do not attempt to do this. I would say use something else as a substitute for it. I would use even yogurt. You could use yogurt in it. There's some really great tasting yogurt out there. The Noosa yogurt, the coconut milk yogurt, which is really, really great. I really love those. You could fill it with a thick yogurt and mix it with the jam. Instead of jelly, you use jam, and it would make a really big difference. Preserved jellies are really good too, the preserved jellies. So it's almost completed, my friends. It's frying up. I'm gonna face it that way so you can see it a little bit. If my little camera person can focus a little bit into there, into the pan, you can see it frying up. It's looking really, really good. So I'd say another couple minutes. I hear birds outside and it sounds so beautiful. It sounds like they're coming back from the south or something. I mean, from vacation from the south. It sounds like there's a bunch of them just returning. They're letting us know summer is here. Summer's around the corner. And I'm so happy to hear that sound. So friends, my little sandwich is almost done. It takes a little longer when you do the one with all the little ingredients that I put on it. I try to be fancy like that, right? My granddaughters got nice and crispy, and it's all completed. If you want to do that, that's the fastest way to get it done for the children. You go right ahead. They're gonna love it. It's nice and crispy when they bite into it, and it's amazing. I'm gonna do a little video with Nani once she tastes it, so she can tell me, and I will post it on what she thinks of this little sandwich. Mine is all complete. I'm gonna drain it a little bit. I'm gonna shut off the stove, and I'm gonna set it right here. And we gotta let it cool completely. To Nani's, I am going to add a little bit of this powdered flour, and you put a little bit of powdered flour on top. It looks really tasty. Your child will love it. So that is how you do peanut butter and jelly sandwich donuts. You have a good evening. I'm going to add a little video on Nani tasting it for the first time, and she's going to tell me how she likes it. Have a good night, friends. Bye. Till next